Hi everyone, it's Dasher Dave here and I'm back for another crafty video. So, just a little video today because I'm late doing it. This week was the my auntie's funeral and it's now Saturday evening. I would have normally uploaded a video by now, but things have been manic, which I will tell you about as we go. So, I'm going to make some index cards. So, I've got index cards that people have kindly sent me. However, I wanted to make some that looked like they've been in some kind of a wartime office maybe, and had been reused, and that's the reason why it's got something else written underneath, because I wanted it to look like, you know, they've been reused. So that's what they did in the wartime. They make do and mend. So I'm going to be making some. But I thought I'd just show you this. So this is a picture of my auntie. This is Auntie Mary. A real good picture because she was always such a happy soul. And so this is the order of service. We sang a couple of hymns. It was held at the Christadelphian Hall in Coventry. So it was a really lovely service. I couldn't have, said more than that. Both Auntie Mary and my mum are Christadelphians, so it was very fitting. It was lovely. So the other thing that was really touching was the poem. Now this is "Remember Me" by Anthony Dowson, and I will credit him in the titles. And we had the permission for this to be read at the funeral. To be attached to the funeral documents. It wasn't actually read at the funeral. It was just attached to the back. So, but it's a really nice poem. So it's called "Remember Me," and it speak of me as you always. Speak of me as you have always done. Remember the good times, the laughter, and the fun. Share the happy memories we've made. Do not let them wither and fade. I'll be with you in the summer's sun, and when the winter's chill has come. I'll be the voice that whispers in the breeze. I am peaceful now. Put your mind at ease. I've rested my eyes and gone to sleep, but memories we've shared are yours to keep. Sometimes our final days may be a test, but remember me when I was at my best. Although things may not be the same, don't be afraid to use my name. Let your sorrow last just a while. Comfort each other and try to smile. I've lived my life filled with joy and fun. Live on now and make me proud of what you'll become. So it was just a very touching little poem, and I wanted to read it to you because it really made me cry, and it's making me cry again. So anyway, let's get on with today's video. The reason why I haven't done another video up until now is because I stayed with my mum. So the funeral was on Wednesday and I got there on Tuesday, and I stayed with my mum on Tuesday evening, and I didn't get much sleep at all. My mind was all over the place. My mum didn't get much sleep either. But the funeral was lovely and it all went very well, and my sister did the catering, and she's a very good caterer. This is my elder sister, who we don't really have very much contact. So it was, we were pleasant, and that's where I will leave that part of the conversation. But it was nice to see lots of other members of the family that I haven't seen for a very long time. Sorry, I'd love to tell you what the measurement of this was, but I really can't. I'll get a ruler. Sorry, my mind is all over the place. So it's 4.5 wide by 3. So 4.5 by 3 is not a standard measurement. It's just the measurement I chose to have. So I'm going to do the same. So I'm going to do 4.5 this way, and then 3 down, and we'll just have a few of those so that we can do things with them. So, like I say, the funeral was lovely. Some, lovely things were said. Some, some very poignant things. Some history about her that I didn't know. It was lovely, as I say. And then on Wednesday, after the funeral, after the wake, excuse me, myself and my direct family and my extended family, we went for a drink afterwards to toast Mary, etc. And she was fun-loving spirit, so she would have liked the fact that we were all together and talking fondly of her, etc. So we spent the evening together. Not late evening, like literally we were home by 7:30, something like that in the evening. Anyway, my mum hadn't had much to eat. She'd eaten at the wake, but not very much. And bearing in mind, this is her sister who she's spoken to every day for 90 years. So my mum's 90 this year. So, and it's her older sister, and most of the siblings are gone now. It's only my mum and her younger sister Marion that are still left. So, but Marion lives further down south, so they don't see each other very often. Anyway, my mum had a couple of drinks of red wine, a couple of glasses of red wine. I was driving, so I didn't have red wine. I was good, and I had I just had some fizzy pop, and didn't think anything of my mum having some red wine. But then in the evening on Wednesday evening when we got home, my mum was sick. So, and all she'd brought up was the very tiny bit of food and the red wine. So I just put it down to the stress of the day, and my tummy wasn't feeling great either. So, and not eating a lot and being a bit dehydrated from the day, etc. So anyway, but she didn't feel any better on Thursday. I took her for her COVID vaccine because she wanted me to, but she still didn't feel great. So, we didn't do anything else. We went and got a little bit of food shopping so that I could have something to eat. My mum didn't really eat anything. She told me she'd had some toast. I don't believe her. Well, retrospectively, I don't believe her. So, and then she still wasn't well, and she was a bit unsteady on her feet. So I wasn't entirely happy about leaving, although I had to come back home because I was at work yesterday. Well, I should have been at work yesterday. And so I just I said to my mum I wanted to stay, and she didn't want me to. She said she didn't want me to stay. She wanted me to go. She was getting a bit cross with me, so I didn't want to fall out with her after having such a nice day. So when I left, I rang my sister and said, look, mum's not feeling great. She's a bit unsteady, and I said, will you give her a call later and see how she is? Anyway, she called her later, and my mum didn't pick up. So so my sister Charles went over with my nephew to see how she was. They weren't happy, so they called 911. Not 911, no, because that's in America. She called 111, which is the non-emergency health line, or 101. I don't know which one it is. one of them anyway. And they said that they called them back in half an hour. They didn't. They called them back. They said that they were sending an ambulance out. An ambulance took 5 hours to get there. My mum lives 20 minutes away from like a really big super hospital. So I wasn't happy about hearing that. But anyway, they took her into hospital. And it turns out that she'd had a chest infection, which I kind of knew she'd had a chest infection, but I didn't know that she was on antibiotics. Otherwise, if I'd known she was on antibiotics, I wouldn't have let her have had the wine. And then her rapid, because they weren't happy about her rapid breathing. So anyway, she had a they put her on a drip. They did some bloods, did a chest X-ray, and they put her on a drip. And so she had fluids, antibiotics, and potassium. And she's feeling a bit perkier now, but it was all such a worry because I'd come back home, and you know what it's like when you've got elderly parents. It's just a bit of a, oh, what's going on now? But she seems to be okay now. She's just texted me a couple of times in the last couple of days, so I'm feeling a bit happier now. Now I know she's feeling a bit perkier. So that's why I haven't really been doing much, so I'm really sorry. I'm sorry for my absence. So as you can see, all I've done is I've used some more file folder, and I have, because I don't have any of these in an index file. I just literally used a slot punch and a hole punch to make the bits that make it look like it's been in an index thing, and I distressed around these bits because you know, they're the bits that would have some kind of strain on them, and around the edges, etc. So that's what I've done. So it's not really a tutorial today, and I hope you can forgive me for that, just because, you know, I've got so much going on in my head. I have been putting together some of the things to make. Haven't made the videos yet. I'm going to record those tomorrow on Sunday. So yeah, so that's that. So let's I'm going to put some, so like this, I just used some paper that I'd ripped down and stuck it over the top, but then what I did is I wrote something. I actually wrote nearly the whole thing and then stuck the paper over the top so you could just see it from behind, but I'll write something else. I'm using this fountain pen. It could go horribly wrong, so I now need to think of a name of a company. Let's do $29B. I won't bother with the rest of it because you won't see it. Smith Street. I don't know why I'm writing it all because you won't see it. Apple. I was going to put Appleworth, but like, I don't know whether any of these places exist, by the way. And I'm just going to put tell, and I won't actually put the number because you won't see it. So, and then I will write another thing to go over the top. So I'll just I'll get some more paper and stick that over the top. So get a piece of this one. Now I want to tear it so that it's got a bit of a rough edge. And then that way then it looks like it's been torn out and, you know, used. Bit of old scrap paper, like you used to do. The old days, just make use of everything. Not like these days where we just waste everything. So I'm going to put it on like that, and then I'll write something over the top of this. So I'm just going to. Oh, and I cleaned my glue tip today. Not that you really needed to know that, but before I do that though. So yeah, I'm really sorry that I haven't been around and I haven't done as many videos, but just literally because of the circumstances, and I hope you can forgive me of that. So what colour should I use? Use that one actually. So just go around the edge, a little bit over the top of it, not too much. I'll pick most of it up on the edge. So yeah, it wasn't so much a tutorial today because I wanted to be able to focus on repairing my mind over from the last couple of days. So it's been a bit traumatic, as you can imagine. Drive back to from Coventry was not great. I was so distracted. I'm surprised I actually got here, to be fair, because, you know, my sister knew I was driving, so she didn't, like, you know, message me every 5 minutes. I'm glad, because I couldn't read it. I was driving, so but also, you know, what seems like forever for me was no time really for when you're waiting for an ambulance to come and all of that. So, but yes, I didn't go to work in the end. I ended up having to speak to my boss and said, you know, look, I'm not in a fit state to be there at the moment. I'm so distracted by everything. And she was absolutely fine by that. So, with that, I mean, so I do work for a good organisation where they realise that we're human beings and we have things going on in our lives. Stick that on like that. Just stick it down. Might catch some of it if I can. Pull it up a bit, roll it over. Okay. Just to make highlight all of that grunginess on that. The folding over thing. I'm really into this kind of folding over business at the minute, so it looks like it's been crossed out. Oh, and we need to put another thing on here, so I don't know. I'm looking around for names or inspiration. There you go. Should we use archaic? A-R-C-H-A-I-C. Archaic storage services. 937 chap court. I don't know, Chapel Court. I don't know whether it'd be a very big court with 237 houses on it, but never mind. This isn't a place at, well, not as far as I know. F-I-L-I-N Flintworth. Tell 4291. I think that was from a comedy series, 4291. I think it was Victor Meldrew, actually. That was his number, 4291. I believe. So we're going to have a bit of a, I'm not going to do a splash like that this time, but we're going to have a bit of an inky Oh, that's a blue ink. That's not what. Sorry, brown ink. That's not what I meant to do. But never mind. There we go. Well, adds to the authenticity, doesn't it? And then all I did was on the back I just distressed it, like this one. I just gave it a bit more of a distress. It's very distressing, you know. And you could of course do that on this side and like rub a bit of the writing out that you've written. But you know me, I like a bit of an aging thing going on. I might put some of this on directly. I really need to start building I've got some ideas for a journal, but I haven't actually put anything together yet, because they're quite construction-y, and I really need to have a think about whether I can achieve what I'm intending. So I'll have to keep you in suspense for the time being. Let's make another one of those. Should we make it in a different colour? See if we've got a different colour here that I can make it in. I've got something. Okay, I've got an orange one. Go for an orange one. Oh, perfect. You're almost exactly the right width. That's fine. I'm not even going to bother with changing your width. I'll just change your height to 3.5. That's what the other ones were. My blade was getting dull. I've ordered some, but in the meantime, I cut it with I cut a Coke can with it down. Well, it wasn't even a Coke can. It was another soft drink. It was a Fanta, actually. Not that you needed to know. But yeah, I just used it. Just flattened a piece of can out and just scored it backwards and forth, and it just sharpens it up a bit. It's like if the scissors go dull, that's the thing to do with them. I mean, like, you know, you might not have this slot punch thing, but all you need to do is just need to make a couple of holes. You know, if you keep it consistent, they look like they belong together anyway. So just put a couple of holes and then use a blade to just slice off those bits like that. And you don't have to make them perfect, really, because well, we're trying to create that look of it being old, and like things weren't perfect. Didn't stop you using them though. I'm going to go over again with a bit of an emery board, so just to kind of fluff it all up, get that finished like it's been around for a while. Because for me, it's a real big tactile thing as well. I like it to not just look old, but feel like it could be old. You know, it's a sensory journey. So this one hasn't got a this has got like a different coloured core. This one isn't. This seems to be the same colour all the way through. That pen mark, there we go. Get rid of some of that, but we'll leave the rest of it on. So yeah, hopefully my mum's going to be feeling okay now. She's bored. That's a good sign. She can't wait to get out. That's not a good sign, because like she'll nag people to death. And they'll probably make a go just to get rid of her. No, I don't think they will. I think they'll be a bit cautious about sending her on her way, because she hasn't got anybody at home to look after her. She lives on her own. You know, blimey, if I can get to 90 and live on my own, things are going great. So I'm just going to ink this over. I bent it when I was when I was doing it, but I really don't care when I was inking, not inking it, filing it. But again, it just adds to it, doesn't it? Many a happy accident, etc. So I hope you guys have all been fine. I hope you've missed me. No, I just hope you've been okay and everybody's well and happy and, keeping yourselves out of trouble. If you can. If you're anything like me, you probably aren't keeping yourself out of trouble because you can't. You're not capable of keeping yourself out of trouble. So we'll do that. And we'll write something on here. I don't know. Let me have a drink. Let me see if that helps. Is there anything? Robinson's. This is a Robinson glass. Vic works for Robinson's Brewery, so that's why we've got Robinson's glass. Robinson's, I don't know, transport, there you go. Transport and Co. 8. I don't think it's, let's put 8A, just in case you can see the rest of the thing. Mint. I don't need to put any more, Dave. We'll make up the rest. It could be Mintworth, it could be Minton, it can be Mintville. Essex. Don't need to write it all. Are we running out? Can't be running out. I've never used the damn thing, so maybe it's because it's so dirty. Tell. And we'll leave that. We don't need to put the rest on it. We'll put something over the top, though. It's already over the top, Dave. We don't need to make it any more over the top. Okay, yeah, I'll use that. I go in full inkiness on this one. Bit of brushed corduroy. No messing around. No, not that one. Let's use this. Vintage photo. Oh, I might do something to this one actually. Let's put this on and then I'll see whether I'm going to do that or not. So I want to cross this out. There we go. Let's do. They've been more thorough with this one. They've crossed this one out more. Okay, I'll put that on there. I need to oh, Dave, you didn't leave, you left the lid off. Naughty boy. Oh, Worcester's now panicking, thinking I'm talking about him. I'm not talking about you, Worcester, don't worry. He's in the next room, he's lying on the bed. Probably not panicking, he's probably asleep and he's deaf as a post these days, so on there. Let's write something else on here. I was going to use Flynn. I don't know. Should I? Flynn? Yes, maybe. Mr. Flynn and Sons estate management. Um, 43 Belcroft Neptune. I don't know where Neptune is. I believe it's a real place. I don't know. It might not be. I might have made it up. 43312. It's got a bigger number because it's a newer establishment. Okay, so we've got that on there, and what we're going to do is we're going to rip this, because you know I like a ripped something, and that means then we can rip it and we can use some of the sellotape that I made, you know, this vintage sticky tape stuff. We're going to ink this down so you can see where the line is. You know, I'm that fond of my aged-ness. Not my aged-ness. Not fond of my aged-ness at all. I'm not aged, that's why. I'm just a recycled teenager. So there we go. just made that look a bit inky. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to... So it's that way round, and I'm just going to put it that way round so you can see the line better. I pulled it, so that's the way it would normally sit. So I pulled the back to the front, if you know what I mean. So you can see it. And then we're going to get some of this sellotape that we used. No, we're going to get... Oh, we could do with a pair of scissors, Dave, would be useful. Thought I had a pair, but I don't. I'm just going to snip it and tear it. So this is some of the stuff that we made in my previous video, and we're going to put this over there, and I can use it liberally because we've got loads of it, because we, you know, we made it that way. So I'm going to stick it over like that, and then I'm going to snip it off. And then I'm going to re-stick that bit over there. I don't know, like maybe like that. Yep. And then I'm going to snip that bit off. There we go. Bit of our manky sellotape. So there we go. Oh, actually, let's make this a bit inkier on the edges. You know, I nearly said goodbye, and I hadn't finished. There we go. This is what we need. Let's look a bit darker in places. All around the edges, we like that. Well, I like that. You might not, but you know, you do you. I'll do me. Thanks very much. I'll meet you in the middle. Emphasis of some places. Just go over that. If you go over it lightly, it doesn't actually leave any marks. It just catches the bits that's protruding. There you go. Cool. There we go. So we've made some index cards with a bit of an old feel to them. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for spending some time with me. I'm sorry I've been away and not doing as much, but I'll be fully focused now that I know that my mum's getting better. I can be fully focused again, and we can get back to it. So I will be doing some new videos very soon. I shall be back to doing a video every other day. Again, very soon, as in there should be one on, what day is it? Saturday. So it should be one loaded on Monday. So this coming week it should be Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and then it'll, you know, be every other day from there on. So anyway, too much thinking required for me, for my little brain. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. You'll go and make some, or pull out those index cards and get them looking old, and think about like oversticking them. I mean, like, there's opportunity to overstick and overstick and overstick, and make it look really like it's been used and abused. But there we go, that's it. So thank you so much for spending some time with me. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you again to everybody who have sent their condolences and regarding my auntie. So and I will see you all in the next video. Oh, by the way, this has started to work again. I think we've got back to the warm weather where I can actually use it, but not if I don't put the pin back in it, Dave. Anyway, I better go see if I can get the pin back in there. All right then, folks, you all take care. Thanks very much for watching. My name is Dasher Dave, and remember, I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, folks. Love to you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Big hugs. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye. 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 Bye.